Hello, boys and girls. Today is Monday, October the 26th, 2020. I am Miss Gla, and I am going to go over today's lesson. And today's lesson is we are going to continue with what we were learning on last week on repeated addition. And so we will know how to demonstrate repeated addition. We will understand how to represent repeated addition using equal groups, and we will be able to use visuals such as arrays, concrete objects, and pictorial models to represent repeated addition, equations, or number sentences. Before we get started with today's lesson, I want you guys to complete these two computation problems in your math journals. Make sure that you are labeling your equations so that you know your places that you are adding or subtracting. So when I say label, I want to put it in a place value chart. And the same thing here. I'm going to give you a few minutes to complete these in your journal, and then we're going to come back and Ms. Glau will go over the strategies that you should have used to solve and check. Okay, I'm sure you guys have had enough time to solve and check your work. So I'm going to review it before we get started. First, we're going to start in the ones place. 6 plus 4 is 10. So I'm going to write 0 and I'm going to regroup 1 to the tens place. 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 1 more is 15. So I will write a 5 and regroup to the hundreds place. 7 plus 9 is 16 plus 1 more is 17. So my answer is 1,750. And I am going to now check my work by simply using the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction, to determine if I computated correctly. So it doesn't matter which number you decide to subtract from your sum. It is going to either give you one or the other added. So I'm going to use 986. And I don't have enough ones on top to take away 6. So I'm going to regroup the tens place, which leaves 4. And 10 plus 0 is 10. So 10 minus 6 is 4. I don't have enough tens on top to take away 8, so I'm going to regroup to the hundreds, which leaves 6. And 10 plus 4 is 14. So 14 minus 8 is 6. I don't have enough hundreds on top to take away 9, so I'm going to regroup. And 16 minus 9 is 7. So my computation is correct. 1,750 is my answer. Now moving to the second problem. I start in the ones place. I do not have enough ones on top to take away 5, so I regroup. 10 plus 5 is 15, so 15 minus 7 is 8. 5 minus 3 is 2, and 8 minus 5 is 3. So my difference is 328. Now I'm going to use my answer and add it to my minuend, and I should get my subtrahend. So I'm going to add 537, and I have to use the smallest number because if I try to add my difference back to 865, it's going to be greater than what I'm starting with. So I'm going to add 537 to 328. And I start my computation in the ones place. 7 plus 8 is 15, so I'm going to write a 5 and regroup it to the tens. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1 more is 6. And 5 plus 3 is 8. So my computation is correct, 865. Now we're going to start our lesson for today. So let's think about some ways that we learn to represent multiplication. So last week you may have heard a lot of vocabulary using the word repeated addition, equal groups, um, and you may even heard the word array. So today we're going to use that same information and see how repeated addition can be a shortcut, or I'm sorry, how multiplication can be a shortcut to repeated addition. So one way we learn to represent multiplication is through repeated addition. Another strategy, another representation is multiplication. And so here I want to show you how our model represents what we see here, which is our number sentence, 4 times 3, which is equal to 12. So here are my rows. I have 4 rows. And in each row, there are 3 purple dots. So I like for my students, whenever they see an array like this, to label. So here we will write 4, and here we will write 3, and write our multiplication sentence, because 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Now I want to bring something to your attention. Even though 4 times 3 is 12, if I were to order my factors a different way, for instance, if I were to write 3 plus 4 is equal to 12, this is now, not plus, I'm sorry, it should be times. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. This number sentence doesn't represent our model, what we have here, because we have 4 rows and 3 in each row. In order for our array to represent our number sentence here, we would have to have 3 rows and 4 equal groups. I'm sorry, 4 in each equal group. Now you can see that my array is different. Even though my product is still going to be 12, I just want to make sure that you understand your rows, the way your factors are ordered needs to be the same as how your array is represented. So here I have 3 rows, and in 3 equal rows, there are 4 in each row. Using the same number sentence 3 times 4, we can also create equal groups to represent our multiplication sentence. And here is simply showing us that we have 3 groups, 3 equal groups, and in each group there are 4 x's. Okay? In each group we have 4 x's. So we have again 4 plus 4 plus 4, which gives us a sum of 12, or a shortcut would be 3 times 4, which is equal to 12. Same representation. Now we're going to do some practice. And if you guys have a manipulative bag at home, you can use your manipulative bag to help you build arrays. Or if you have any dry beans at home, you can ask your parents if you can use some dry beans to help build array models to represent your repeated addition and multiplication sentences. So our first number sentence is going to be 3 times 7. Since we have been working so hard on repeated addition, I'm going to start in that box first. I know that my 3 is representing the number of groups. And as you can see at the bottom, I've already created 3 groups. And 7 is going to be what I am going to repeat in each group. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to place the same number in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So using my model, I know that I have 3 equal groups of 7. So now I can create my number sentence, and my number sentence simply will be repeated addition sentence will be 7 plus 7 plus 7, which gives me a total of what? If I don't know, I know that my doubles, 7 plus 7 is 14. And if I add 7 more, it will give me 21. Another resource to help me determine what my sum would be for repeated addition is I can simply count up each group and see what my total is. So to build an array, I need to make sure that my array represents my number sentence, which means this is my rows, and then 7 will be the number in each row. Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 circles, and they don't look the best, but you kind of get where I'm going. So I have 3 circles. This represents my rows. So in each row, I need 7. So I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have a total of 21 circles, 3 groups of 7, 3 equal groups of 7. I'm going to give you a few minutes and anchor in your journal this same model here, what you see, this graphic organizer, and I want you to build an array for 4 times 5. I also want you to write the repeated addition sentence as well as the equal groups. And then when you come back, we're going to check our work. I'll give you a few minutes. Okay, so for my array, I need to make sure that I have 4 groups. And in each group, I should have 5. This is my array. 4 groups of 5. My repeated addition sentence will be, since I have 4 groups, I need 4 groups of 5.